I just got another one, Gayle. Another scam call. Scam likely just called me again. They called me at 12:42 and again at 3:05. I didn't block the number quick enough earlier today, and they managed to get off another call.
I'm tired of these women texting my boyfriend, asking him, "Hey, you seem nice."
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm getting like the political calls.
Well, whatever.
That's a totally different thing. Oh.
I got one once, and it said, "Are you unemployed?" And I put yes.
Oh.
And just to see what would happen,
Okay.
they still text you. They still want money.
Gayle Bass in for Chris Merrill today. I am, of course, Joe Huizenga. You heard Becky Lynn talking about it and Chuck Rowe as well. All kinds of traffic we're expecting this afternoon out in Glendale with Vice President Harris out there with her VP pick, Tim Walz, having their campaign rally here in Arizona. Going to be very interesting to see what they get into. Is it the sixth trip? Is that right for Vice President Harris out here to the Valley? But her first as the party's official nominee. I think I read that, she's come here 6 times during her tenure with the Biden administration. But the visit today is the first time that she's visiting as the candidate at the top of the ticket. So going to be out at the Desert Diamond Arena out in Glendale where the Coyotes used to play and now where the PBR takes place.
You know, I knew about all of her visits because a mutual friend, a friend of my guy, his friend was the advance man for Kamala.
Okay.
And like every time it would be like, oh, can't come, got to go to Boston to check things out. So it's very interesting how it went from her to Doug Emhoff, her husband, and now how quickly, what seems to be is how quickly this unraveled for Joe Biden and how quickly she became the official nominee. It was like...
Seems to have worked out well for the party, though.
Yeah, because it seemed like there were rumblings. There wasn't a great, like Nancy Pelosi was like, well, it's up to Joe. And Obama said, well, it's up to Joe.
In the last few days.
And George Clooney, basically, I blame him for this whole thing.
In the last few days with Biden as the nominee, I saw that he was trailing former President Trump in the polls. I want to say like 7% was as bad as it got. And then I saw a poll just this morning that High Ground has Vice President Harris leading former President Trump 44% to 42%. And that poll just ran from July 30th to August 5th, so very recent. And then also the big-time national group, the Cook Political Report, says that the Arizona race, and they moved it from lean Republican to now a toss-up. So Arizona, definitely a swing state.
I know we weren't going to talk about this, but let's talk about this because...
No, you make me nervous when you say that.
No. Is Arizona still deeply red, or is it that Maricopa County has so many people that it makes us truly purple?
What color shirt am I wearing today, Gayle?
Purple. It's all purple.
We're purple.
We're purple? You think so?
Some people say Arizona's not purple because we've got a Democratic senator in Mark Kelly.
Yeah.
Senator Sinema was a Democrat, moved to independent. We've got Governor Katie Hobbs, a Democrat. But I say if you look at Arizona, if you look at the way that the Congress breaks down, it's a pretty even split the way you look at the state where we've got Stanton, of course, Grijalva, more on the Democratic side of things. And then you've still got Andy Biggs, Eli Crane, Paul Gosar on the more Republican end of things as well.
And Siscomani, he's
GOP.
Like, Did I say that correctly?
Yeah, Juan Siscomani.
Yeah, because I'm like the newest guy.
See, you say it even when you're not necessarily sure that you're saying it right, you are. Whereas I make up words.
When I was new on the radio, like in my first 2 weeks, I did not know how to pronounce John Kyle's name. I thought it was John, and I asked somebody, is it John Kyle or Kill? They're like, I don't know. That person knew, but they knew what I was going to say, and they wanted me to get in trouble. So thanks for that. I know you're listening.
They had you say Kill?
Yeah, so yeah. So anyway, I got in trouble for that, as I should have, because but it was really late at night and I didn't want to wake up the news director. Next time I'm waking up the news director.
That's right.
So I think that the important thing is that we realize that Arizona is going to be a swing state for some time.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why we have so many Democrats who did so well last time is because of the candidates they were given. Now,
what do you mean by that?
Because you don't have old-time Republicans like you used to. And
it's not the more traditional conservative, the Reagan type Republican.
You have to play to the middle, the centrist. And I think that people still need to be center something to win nationally.
To me, it was 2020, the election, and how the GOP, there were many who said that it was stolen. I think that turned off a lot of people. It went on for so long with the number of GOP folks out there who said that the election was being stolen and that elections weren't being handled fairly in the state. I think, quite frankly, people were tired of it, and they said, hey, let's move on. You
know what I think was stolen? That the millions of dollars it cost us to pay those ninja people to do that thing, to find out that Biden
he
actually had more votes than they had on the night when they wanted to certify or when they declared him the winner. So I feel like at this point, if you feel like that you need to do an investigation into that, you pay for it.
You did some digging, though. You did an investigation with the vice president in town tonight. How much does it cost to rent out an arena?
Well, in the U.S., it costs about $21,000 to $35,000 to rent like an NBA arena.
For a day.
Yeah, for a day or an evening. And so that's basically where, your ticket prices are going for like a concert. But that's why you keep getting all these, like, it costs money to run a political campaign. Because I turned the TV on today and I just wanted to see.
Is that why they're hitting you and I up every chance for just $5?
Yeah, because I turned on the TV just to see, like, how many political ads am I going to see? And it was, and I turned on, AZ Family.
Sure.
And it was like, Trump, Kamala. Like, they were back to back. I was like, there's no break in between. And then it would be Lake Gallego. So, like, at some point, I cannot wait for this to be over. Although I feel like we should do like England. I know.
What do they do?
We declared independence from them years ago. But they only run a campaign for 6 weeks. Could you imagine if we just picked a president? It's like 6 weeks.
See, I'm able to turn my mind off to a lot of the ads because I stream and I don't pay for the ads. So I'm able to avoid a lot of that. And I actually feel like we're getting a break from this right now. But what drives me nuts is driving around town and seeing all of the signs up at every intersection, everywhere you go. But we're in that lull right now where I don't think they're allowed to have their signs up yet for the general election. And
really?
The signs from the primary, I believe, have to be down. I've noticed a number of the signs from the candidates who lost have started to disappear. Maybe that was some of the monsoon activity we've had around town.
Maybe so.
But there's a lot less this week than there was a week or 2 weeks ago.
I just moved to the Moon Valley area, and it was very much Amish. That one candidate that I saw a lot of signs for that one candidate.
And I think it's Amish. I think. Yep. I like Amish though.
Yeah. It's like that's a completely different thing if you think like it was nobody in a buggy.
Hey.
Thanks for watching The Chris and Joe Show. Click to see more from Chris and Joe and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.